Hi everyone, Anna Wheaton here from Nudge Nudge Ink. I'm giving you another idea with your Stampin', your glass mat studio using your Stampin' Right markers. So just knocked an ink pad into the bin. Stampin' Right markers are our water-based markers that come in every colour, and essentially your glass mat studio is like having a huge clear block. So we have our blocks that we use to stick our stamps to. They are also great as a palette for watercolouring, but you can see that they're quite small. Even a large one is small in comparison to the glass mat, but here you have a whole surface that you can play with. So I'm going to show you how to use these with the glass mat, and then you also need your chamois or your cleaning cloth. But think of this as a large block. I'm going to take my 5 in colours. So these 5 colours we're going to use on the glass mat. And I can go a little bit nuts here. I'm going to just drag them across. That doesn't matter, to just add some solid colouring. Pretty random. You could do this as a striped effect if you wanted to. The only thing I was conscious of was separating the two that are quite green. Okay, then I need, the other essential ingredient is my Stampin' Spritzer. So these are pretty cheap, and I think there's 2 in a pack. And I'm just going to spritz that until I see it start losing its edges. So you can see that that's happened, and you can see actually the pink is coming up better through the camera than it is to the naked eye. And then have some of your basic white ready. I'll get a small piece, and you're just going to push that in there. And I'm just running my finger around the edge of it so that it reaches the edges, and then I'm going to lift that off. And there I have a cool background. Set that aside. Grab my cleaning cloth or chamois just to get rid of that ink. So that's quite a bold effect. So if I want something a little more subtle, here's the Stampin' Right markers as mentioned. So Stampin' Right markers have 2 ends, and they are indicated by the stripe. So you can see here, this is a fat stripe, this is a skinny stripe. The fat stripe has a brush tip end. The skinny stripe has your nib. So what I'm going to do, these will actually spread fairly well because the glass mat is still slightly damp. Makes a good noise. So just completely random scribble. So you can see compared to using the ink pads, that's quite light. And grab my spritzer again. Check the nozzles in the right direction. We all know why that's important. And then I'm going to press my paper onto that. Lift that up, and you can see that's a more subtle effect than the first. I'm going to show you some samples too, so hang around till the end. And now here's another combination as well. So this is Azure Afternoon. I don't know if you can see on camera, but because the glass mat is damp from that previous spritz, this is already starting to spread a little bit. Heaps of uses with the Stampin' Right markers, but this is all about the glass mat. So they are great on here. So spray that. Now you can see that's a really big surface. In fact, I'm just going to add a bit more over here, just to fill the whole paper that I'm going to put down. May as well, since I'm doing it. If we're doing it, let's go big. Okay, and sit this down. So this is half a piece of A4. Lift that off, and you've got a funky multicolored blueness. You can even press some of it back in there. There's still ink that I can use, so why not use it? Okay, so let me wipe that off. So you can see half a piece of A4. A whole piece would fit on your glass mat if you wanted to go really big. And there's your 3 examples. So let me show you them in effect. So when I was playing around with it too, I did a couple on circles as well. So I had the circle pre-cut, so they'll be a nice background for something. But here we go. So this one here, what I did was I stamped and cut out the little person with the umbrella from the Umbrella Days stamp set, so this image. And I just placed it where I thought it would be effective. And there was a slight colour change here between the umbrella and the rest of it. And I stamped it thinking that I would probably have to colour over some of the bits, but in the end I didn't. It turned out beautifully. So that's it there. Stamped and cut out, and all I did was add a little bit of Wink of Stella on to his pocket. Then the clouds are cut out of a piece that I did in the blue. Let me grab that. So that's my practice piece. So clouds and puddles. So the puddles are in Umbrella Days. The clouds are in a set called Bright Skies. But you can see we get that model effect. And while we're looking, I did add, I don't know if you can see that, a little bit of Wink of Stella on just selected swirls here. Don't know how clear that is. And I love with watercolor that you get some white as well. I love that effect. Okay, that's that one. Then blue background. So it doesn't matter that it doesn't fill the whole piece of paper. That's very effective anyway. With the lady in the umbrella, she's just coloured with Stampin' Blends. And I'll add a sentiment to that. And then these ones, this effect I played with, oh, we saw that one. This effect I played with just making some stripes. So this was the whole piece. So I cut that off and made a little strip that I used on this card and added the leaf. And then inside, that's actually the die cut from Friends for Life. So Friends for Life has this lovely leafy piece, and also this random like a brush stroke die. So I just used it to cut out a piece for inside the card. So that one matches that. That one matches that. And that one matches that. As an example of how your Glass Mat Studio is like one giant block, Stampin' block, to do some watercolouring on. So there you go, another reason to make sure you get it out and you use it and make big pieces and cut bits from them and make a whole bunch of cards. I hope that's been helpful. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments and I will get to them. Thank you very much for tuning in, whether it be now or on the replay. Bye.